We have two verses for today, in part because the break where the number is put in the verses really is not in a good place. So our verses are Ephesians chapter 3, verses 16 and 17. And this is part of a prayer that Paul has for the church and for all of us by extension. He says, "I pray that, according to the riches of his glory, he may grant that you may be strengthened in your inner being with power through his Spirit, and that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith as you are being rooted and grounded in love." Wow, does Paul pack a lot into just these two sentences? First of all, I think it's important to understand this concept of power. If you've been reading through Ephesians this week, you'll notice that power is a very important word in Ephesians. I encourage you to go back and underline every time the word power occurs. I had a professor who said if you read Ephesians, it seems that Paul is power mad because he's so focused on the power that God wants to give us for living. So take a look at that as you reread Ephesians. And then he talks about Christ dwelling in our hearts through faith as you are being rooted and grounded in love. And Paul, just again and again and again in his letters, comes back to love as being the absolute foundation of what it means to be a Christian. And I love this image, this picture of being rooted and grounded in love. It's like our life needs to find its nourishment. It needs to draw its solidity, its firmness from being grounded in love. What would you say your life is grounded in today? Where are you sending down your roots? I pray that it would be into God's steadfast love, God's unconditional love for you, and a love that God has for every single person. And I pray that God would grant you power in your spirit for living this day as Christ continues to dwell in your heart through faith.